This time on the Spectre 72 YouTube channel, we're going to be putting the MBRP catback dual outlet exhaust system on the murder truck. Yes. So this is the MBRP exhaust that we're going to be putting on the murder truck. It's got our resonator and our muffler and our puzzle O-pipes, very substantial hardware kit, and some gorgeous MBRP chrome tips. I haven't decided. I may powder coat them black. I may leave them chrome. Time will tell. I even seriously thought about using the dual outlets and the inlet and just not using the muffler and straight piping out of the resonator, long pipe, buy another Y, and then just do the duals all the way out from the rest of the kit. It definitely looks like there's enough room underneath to do that. I mean, there's space under there, and you consider, the exhaust is gonna be in place of that anyway. So, I don't know, we'll see how it sounds with the muffler, and if I don't like the muffler, we can always, it's all band clamped together, I can always take it out and I can put a test pipe, quote unquote, in between. So that's what I love about these exhaust systems, is that if you do it and weld it all up, then you got to cut and re-weld everything else. And with these kits, they're a little more forgiving when you want to play with these things. The muffler back to the pipe here is all one piece, so that's going to be a little interesting to see if I can get that out in one piece. I don't want to cut anything up, but that's the stock exhaust, and that has got to go. There are times this thing sounds like a sewing machine, and I got a 5-liter Coyote motor in it. I'm like, nah, it's got to sound better than that. So that's our project for today, and we'll see how it goes. The old exhaust is out. Actually, it was pretty easy. This back piece comes out as one whole part, and with the hangers, literally you just unbolt that clamp right there and take out the bolts at the front, and you can slide the whole thing back. The whole system slides back out of the hangers. Then you just give a little rotate. You can see that's a kind of a locking setup. You just give it a little rotate and a little push me pull me, and comes right off. One thing you want to notice is there's a little angle. You'll see a little angle on that as you rotate it, and you want to make sure, I took note of that angle because the new one has the same angle. A little bit, it's like a little bit of a down tilt, and you want to make sure you get that right so your exhaust system lines up. That's why you put everything in loose and kind of rotate it around. So, all right, got the original bolts out. They say hang a couple of washers on those bolts, and small ones, and then put those in. I'm a little unclear on this hanger, which is a auxiliary hanger. It holds the muffler in right there. It shows it one way in the instructions and then another way, out of the instructions. So, and then for my truck, short box, regular cab, no extension pipe. So going back to what I said earlier, I may get another Y and then just go direct off the back of the resonator to the input of the Y. It'll, take that extension pipe that we're not going to use, and then I might maybe just straight pipe it and do away with the whole muffler. Okay, we'll see. Do the muffler first. If I don't like it, I change it. So I just thought I'd do a little resonator to muffler comparison. Those are the factory muffler and the MBRP, and then the MBRP resonator and the factory one. So there's quite a bit of difference there. Cool. All right, so back to work. And here we go. So everything's in here just kind of loose. I haven't gotten to the downpipes yet, but that angle I was talking about earlier, you can see how that kind of translates into everything. It's got a little drop down to clear the frame. That was what that was all about. And everything's just in here kind of loose right now. So I had this bracket on incorrectly. The instructions say bracket is not pictured as shown in the vehicle. So when they show you the picture, they show you the correct hanger orientation, but what it shows you in the instructions is opposite. So I had my bracket way up on top, and I had to flip the isolator over. I'm like, this totally ain't right. This is the factory bracket. This is the one supplied in the kit, and if you mount it as shown, good look at that, that's how it should go. This is your resonator, this is your muffler. For those of you with extended cabs and longer beds, you'll have that intermediate pipe, but because I have a short bed with a standard cab, my little sporty pickup truck, there's no pipe needed, which is cool, because as I was talking about earlier, if I want to get rid of this and just go pipe to a Y and straight pipe this thing, it won't be a big deal to do it. You know, a little mussing around with some clamps, but that's about it. Be careful with the over pipes. This is the factory isolator, factory bracket, the aftermarket one. So isolator, factory, aftermarket. And then you get back here, it uses the factory hanger up there, and that's the driver side over axle pipe. It comes back around and drops down. Some people were saying they've had to move some of these hoses. I think I got plenty of room there, honestly. And this is the passenger over axle pipe. I got to adjust that. Everything right now is kind of loose. So if it looks like it's rubbing on something, it's because I just don't have it completely set up yet. I have to adjust things. But when you take the old exhaust out, it comes out in one piece at the back, so you have to literally push it toward the back of the truck. You know, you're gonna push it that way, and it's gonna come out of the hanger, and it's gonna drop on the axle. So what I did was, having watched a number of videos, I put a big fat towel over the top, because if you don't, it drops right on these, and you don't want that. So I had a big fat soft towel, fell on the towel, I took it all out in one piece. Coming out was really easy. I did it all by myself, so not a big deal. But you need clearance. I mean, you can see I've got the garage mahal, so I've got plenty of clearance. If you're doing this on jack stands in the driveway, bring friends. So you could have to do some twisting and turning. So I'm going to get back to it here, but that's where we are so far. And so far it's been a pretty easy kit to install. And well, you know, we'll see how it goes. Can't wait to see how it sounds. Yes, so because I don't follow instructions well, I had to double check on this, and these are the hangers for the end pipes, the two end pipes, and these are going to be the drop downs, and the tips go on. So we're getting close, but they give you these hangers for those pipes. You can see they've got the little curly cues on them, the piggy tails. But this is the order. This is the passenger side. So your rubber's going to go out, face out. You'll see it by underneath this, the perch spring will go here, and then this goes behind your leaf spring, this part. This will be out under it. It goes with a bolt, small washer, large washer, small washer, lock nut, and lock washer, and then the lock nut. And I'll show you why. Because where these mount is a pretty big hole up in here. I know it's probably impossible to see it in the dark, but there's that big hole right there, and that's why you need the big washer. And then you'll see how it hangs down here, and then the pipe comes out and goes around, you know, around this way. So we're almost, look, it's the rear bumper. We're almost there, guys. Just got to get it from there out. All right, I'm going to tinker around and get that mounted, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's in the orientation. That way there'll be no surprise. I'm a little concerned because I did put the taller shackles in because I lowered the truck. Wait a minute, that's going to be awesome, because now the spring, instead of being down here, is up here, so I know it won't hit the rubber isolator. Sweet. All right, let's see how the pipes translate to the changes in the suspension ride height. Away we go. So the under-over pipes fit real well. And a lot of clearance in the system, with the exception of that. This is what they were talking about with the hose. So to get this away, there are a couple of little slots up there in the frame, and I'm going just to take a little clamp and some ties, and we'll just tie that up out of the way, and these will be plenty of room, no issue. So with these mounts, here's the deal. You will rotate your pipe up there and in the system where they come out of the muffler. You can rotate them way back in there. You can almost kind of see them where they come into the muffler. They're still loose, and what you want to do is leave them loose, and you want to rotate it, because when you rotate those, it sets your left to right. Okay, you can move these in and out, left to right, and get them centered where you want. Then when you have them centered, you're going to adjust these when you go to tighten them, and by moving these, you know, in and out, it's going to set the height of your pipe. So you're going to do that, and you're going to use, see how it's buckled back now, and then it straightens out. So you're going to use this as your height adjustment, these brackets, and then you're going to rotate them in and out back here at the muffler so that they don't bang, and they're nice and straight, and you can adjust those for your left and right. And that will put us where we want. Right now I don't have them adjusted, but you can see where, you know, what the general idea is. Also, the tips are nice and long, so I see some guys, they have them tucked way in. To me, I always see stuff on the bumper from that, so I leave mine out about bumper height. And again, you can, there's plenty of pipe. You can go in and out. There's plenty of pipe in there to get them where you want. If you want them sticking out a little, which I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have them out about like that, and they'll be up about here in the mounting, so it'll look pretty nice. Okay, I'm gonna get to work and start tightening things up, and then we'll go from there. Cool. It's the murder truck. A couple of people have actually reached out to me, and they asked me, hey, how come you got the trucks inside? Where's the black and white? We're down to the murder truck and Hooper, so there is a video on Spectre 72 YouTube. I did part company with Sarge. Still bothers me, but it had to be done. This stuff, you know, is easy stuff compared to the constant upkeep on the Dodge that I couldn't do. You know, restoration stuff. Little kits like this are easy. I got some help. You'll meet my helper later on in another video. I got a friend that's been helping me with this. So, but yeah, that's the idea behind the exhaust. So, and that's, you know, Sarge has a good new home. The fellow was vetted, and I know who he is, and so I feel good about him having a new home where he is. So, and we'll just do little projects now after this. So cool. On to the next part. MBRP all done. So let's start it up. See what it sounds like. Oh, 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 oh. Here we go. Are you ready? Here we go. Start it up. See what it sounds like. Ooh. Yeah, let's take it for a ride. This is the interior noise of the stock exhaust. Windows up. Put the window down. Acceleration. It's got a nice growl, nice low 60s muscle car sound. You still have a really nice interior conversation, but you know this truck has something. And we'll do the same thing we did in the last video. We'll give it a little, get over the top of the hill here and give it a little juice. Down. Sounds pretty good. And this is outside acceleration. Sounds like a sewing machine. And this will be the interior with heavy acceleration. exhaust. Now let's put the MBRP exhaust on and see what that sounds like. There's a little more of the outside, a little acceleration. Doesn't sound like a sewing machine anymore. All right, let's give it a little moderate acceleration here, a little harder acceleration. See this guy here. Too loud, just right. Sounds like an old muscle car. So that's the MBRP exhaust on the truck with the muffler. I may do one without the muffler. I don't think if I did one without the muffler and straight piped, I don't think I would leave it on. I think this is just nice and quiet for the neighbors, but rowdy enough to let you know there's something there. And I love the old muscle car sound, so all the modern amenities and the old car feel, old car sounds great. So just even cruising, you can just hear that rumble. It just, you feel a little bit of it, but it's not obnoxious. Yeah, I definitely like the MBRP over the other ones. So I've had Borla, I've had all of them. So for this truck, I think it's perfect exhaust. So there you go. Hope it helps you out with your decision.